we will start these sessions with a very short presentation to give you general information about the program itself, EDISS program, and also about the application period, which now opened a few days ago. So EDISS is an Erasmus Mundus joint master degree program offered by 4 different partner universities. It's a 2-year program which provides a degree which translates into 120 ECTS. And at the end of the program, the enrolled students are going to get 2 different master degrees, one from Obo Academy University, which is the first-year university, and then one from the 3 other universities, which provide the second-year program on 3 different specialization tracks. So within EDISS, what we offer is an holistic view of artificial intelligence and machine learning, data science, and software engineering at the same time. And the offer studies combine both theoretical and very practical knowledge, as well as a relatively intensive and long project work. And what you will also get in EDISS is a way to step out from your comfort zone, and it will also give you the possibility to live in a very international environment in 2 different European countries, enroll in 2 different European universities. The overall program structure is the following: is that all the students start together the EDISS program at Obo Academy University in Finland during the first year, where we do offer the data science module. And there is in between the first and the second year a compulsory internship, which has to be of at least 2 months in one of our associated company. You can go on our website to get the list of the different companies we have with us. What is also in the first year, but also in the second year, is a compulsory winter school. So this is an event happening typically in February, where all the students from the first and the second year are going to meet, and where there is during a week different scientific and industrial presentation, and also different activity which are offered to the student. After the first year in Finland at Obo Academy University, students will be selected for 3 possible tracks. So one on industrial machine learning, software engineering in Sweden at MDU. Then we have 1 track on computer vision and intelligent system at UIB in Spain. And we have 1 on model driving machine learning, software engineering in Italy at University of L'Aquila. And then towards the end of the second year, so mostly during the last part of the second year, all the students will, of course, need to work on the master thesis. And the master thesis is done under the responsibility of your second year university, but can also be done in cooperation with us at Obo Academy University. The admission requirements for EDISS are the following. So you need to have an undergraduate degree, basically a bachelor degree in computer science or in software engineering or any equivalent subject. And we also do ask you to prove that you have a good proficiency in English, so either providing TOEFL, IBT results or IELTS academic result. We also have few exception criteria for the English test, and those are very well described and defined on our website. What I want maybe to add also there is that you don't need to have your bachelor degree right now in order to be able to apply to EDISS. So you can be conditionally accepted, but then you will need to graduate before the end and show us a proof that you graduated before the end of July 2023. We have a participation cost in EDISS, which depends if you are students from program countries or if you are students from partner countries. So for program countries, it's 4,500 euros per year. So 9,000 euros over the 2 years of the program. And for partner country students, it's 9,000 euros per year or 18,000 euros over the 2 years of the program. Program countries are defined as the EU member state. And in addition to them, we have North Macedonia, Iceland, Liechtenstein, Norway, Turkey, Serbia, and Great Britain. Those participation costs basically cover the tuition fee in the host university. It also includes the health insurance, and it also, of course, includes the mandatory winter school. So the travel and the accommodation cost for the winter school. We are in Mundus master program, so we do offer Erasmus Mundus scholarships to the best of our applicants. And the scholarships cover the participation cost that we have just mentioned. It also comes with a travel cost grant, which is paid twice at the beginning of each academic year. For the partner country students, they also get for the first year a grant for the installation cost of 1,000 euro. And then all students get a grant of 1,000 euro per month, which is called subsistence cost grant. So depending on if you are partner country students or program country students, the value of the Mundus scholarship range from 35,000 euro to 49,000 euro over the 2 years program. And for the very first time for next intake, so for the ongoing application period now, we have a few talent boost scholarships. So those are very special and new scholarships we do offer in EDISS. They are scholarships offered by the Faculty of Science and Engineering at our academic university here in Finland. And the one requirement for the one that will be awarded such talent boost scholarship is to do the internship and the master thesis for a Finnish company. And the talent boost scholarships do cover also the participation cost, and it provides a subsistence cost grant of 500 euro per month. So it does not contain any travel grant, but it also provides a monthly grant of 500 euro per month. So the talent boost scholarships basically range from 21,000 to 30,000 euro, depending if you are a program country or a partner country student. This is the overall process for the ongoing application period and the different steps you need to follow. So first, please do check the academic and English requirements we do have for this application period. Prepare very well your application documents, all the attachments you will need to upload with your application. Then fill in and apply online via studyinfo.fi. You will also find the direct link on our website. The application period will close the 2nd of January, and we will send the admission results in March 2023. For the ones that are going to get enrolled and accepted and enrolled in EDISS, then the verification of all the original documents, so that means degree certificate and transcript, will be done physically here in Finland when the students will arrive in Turku. And what I also want to tell you is to very carefully read all the information that we have on our website, specifically the one related to the admission. So we do have different pages there, so please do check all of them. They contain a lot of useful information for your application. The overall admission schedule, maybe with more concrete dates and deadline, is that the application period is now open. You can submit your application right now. And that will close on the 2nd of January 2023. So this is the deadline to submit your application. For the one that did submit an application by the 2nd of January, 3 p.m. Finnish time, you will have one more week, so until the 9th of January, to eventually update your enclosure. So, for example, update some of the PDF you upload with your application, but please do remember you do need to submit by the 2nd of January. The results will be sent in March 2023, and the one that will receive a scholarship that will be awarded the scholarship, you will have 7 days to accept the offer. And some we will put on the waiting list for the scholarship. And then if any students decline the offer, then we will go through the waiting list. For the ones that are going to be conditionally admitted, so that means the one that did not graduate yet by the application deadline. So you have to graduate and send us the proof of graduations by the 28th of July, 2023. And like I said before, the verification of your degree certificate and transcript will arrive in Finland in August 2023. Will happen, sorry, in August 2023 when you are here on campus with us. And basically all the studies and EDISS activity will start in August 2023. Yes, and that was the end for my presentation. So now I can stop sharing and we can answer any questions we do get on the chat.
Yes, so here was a question about the number of candidates. So we take 25 candidates for the next intake. But Sebastian, if you could continue with the second question there. The person who has major in data analysis and yeah, with his or her technical background in computer sciences, will that person be eligible to apply?
Yes, so like I said, we expect you to have a bachelor in computer science, software engineering, or any related field. So it's always difficult to really say a very precise answer to very precise profile. But based on what I see, big data analysis and technical background, my strong feeling is that in strong background in computer science is that you are most probably eligible. And we do encourage all applicants to apply.
Probably I can probably I can add a few more words to that as well. I think the question is also about that the ranking. The university does not exist in the world ranking. So he or she is more asking about the university eligibility. It doesn't matter that it doesn't exist in the world ranking. What is important is that it is an accredited university in your country. So it is accepted as a university degree. And this is an administrative process that each country has defined differently, but it should be accepted as a university. It should be an accredited university. And in that case, you are eligible to apply for the program. Okay, so probably I can also answer another question since I am here. Somebody is asking that you're going to graduate next July. 12th of July, it takes up to 2 weeks to get the diploma. And if you can send the digital copies rather than the hard copies. If you graduate before 28th of July, you get admitted to our program, you're going to be conditionally admitted to our program. What is important for us is that before 28th of July, actually indeed digitally, you sent the documents that you were supposed to send during the time of application, basically the stamped diploma. What you need to do is that when you come here, you need to actually bring the actual physical copy with you. In that point, we don't require digital anymore. We need your physical degree to compare with the thing that you have already sent us by email online. If you get accepted, we are going to send detailed information on how to send the diploma before the 28th of July, but it's typically by sending email to us.
Then we have a question about the language.
And since the question of the language is going to be brought up quite frequently, and Sebastian already explained that, we only accept IELTS and TOEFL IBT. As you can see in our website, the level is clear there. You are exempted only from you studied in English in the countries listed there, not any other country. And this should be clearly indicated in your degree supplements that the program was in English. For example, we say Canada is exempted from having a language test. But as you may know, there are universities that are taught courses in French. So we don't, you're not exempted from English test in that case. So if you are from one of those countries, you studied in one of those countries, the degree was in English, and it was specifically mentioned in your degree supplement, then you are exempted from the language test. Other than that, there is no way around this. We don't accept home edition of TOEFL, and we don't accept any other exams.
Yes.
And then we have a question about the recommendation letters. So
I thought I'm going to answer that.
Yeah.
Yes, only academy. The question is, are the recommendation letters just from academy, for example, professors, or it can be also from work? Unfortunately, it's only from your university. It doesn't need to be a professor. It could be an associate, assistant professor. It could be a lecturer that you worked with, but we only accept academic recommendation letters.
I can see also questions, do we have to apply separately for Talent Boost Scholarship? The answer is no. So you do apply now in the application round, which is open, and you automatically apply for a Talent Boost Scholarship. What is going to happen is that we will have a list of applicants that will be awarded the Mundus Scholarship, and some of applicants will be put on the waiting lists for the Mundus Scholarship, and we will have the same for the Talent Boost Scholarship. So you might end up being on the waiting list for the Mundus Scholarship and then be awarded the Talent Boost Scholarship, for example. So you do not need to apply separately for the Talent Boost Scholarship.
yes, and did you see the question about the motivational videos? If there are some specific requirements concerning them, the person is asking if one should add, for example, images or text there.
Yes, we do not have any strong recommendation or format for your video, so you are free to edit the way you think is the best. Whatever you put there, we need to be able to hear you well and understand what you are saying. So maybe don't put, strong background music. These kind of things might make it difficult for us to hear what you are saying. But you are free to edit your video the way you think is the best to reflect your motivations for this application round.
And then there was another question, more specific concerning the recommendation letters. If the professor should be writing a bit more general or more student specific.
Yes, but there also we don't have any strong recommendation for it anyway. So it's up to you to decide what makes sense for your specific applications. But eventually, if you have the possibility to ask your professor to write a recommendation letters in relations to the EDISS program itself, to the offers in EDISS, I would say that will probably be a good idea. Try to maybe avoid general letters that are not directly in relations to EDISS and to the topic offered by EDISS, and try to make it very relevant for EDISS and in relations to your application. The question, I have a master's degree in computer science from Hungary and 10+ years of experience in academia and software development in the industry. Am I eligible? I would say yes, most probably or obviously, but do remember that it's not only based on your master's degree, but you will also need to upload your bachelor degree certificate also inside your applications.
Yes.
And I think we have similar questions after that, actually. Sirke is asking, is a bachelor in both physics and mathematics qualified? Our answer to almost all questions like this is that probably. It depends on what courses you have passed during your studies. So more than the title of degree, we looked at the content of your studies. Do you have enough courses in computer science, for example, software engineering, programming, something that we are sure that you're able to pass the courses easily? I mean, not easily in the sense that the courses are easy, but you are qualified, you have the background to pass the courses. So if you have that basic education in your studies, then you're eligible to apply. but you need to have relevant studies in your degree. So the title is not as important, but what you studied.
Sepinod, would you like to ask to answer the question about the scholarships, or do you think what Sebastian just?
Yeah, I can answer.
Yeah.
This is the question: when applying for this program, are there any extra requirements to? Well, was this the question, right?
Yes.
No, I mean, in this round, it is a scholarship round. So basically, you automatically are going to be evaluated for scholarships. If you're ranked high, considering all the requirements, only 3% from each nationality, then and you haven't been, for example, in Finland for the last 12 months in the past 5 years, then you're automatically in competition for the scholarship. So you don't need to do anything specific to be applying for the scholarship, neither the Erasmus Mundus scholarship nor the Talent Booster scholarship, and potentially any other scholarships that come up, like a tuition waiver or anything else. So we are going to rank you, and then we are going to distribute the scholarships in that sense. So you just apply to the program, and then we take care of the scholarships. No worries there.
And then we have a question about the ECTS or the credit system. Sepinod can answer that, and then Sebastian can continue with a bit of a similar question about the grading system.
Yeah, the question is that my university credit system is different from ECTS. How can I know that I'm eligible for the program? Many countries in the world do not have the ECTS systems. So if you have a recognized bachelor degree, or you are studying a recognized bachelor degree in your own country, which is more or less equivalent to 4 years of studies here, then you're eligible. If I were you, I wouldn't worry that much about how the credit system is working, more about if it is a bachelor degree, and if in your own country, using their bachelor degree, you can proceed to master degree. That is the most important thing, because in some countries there are degrees, also called bachelor degrees, but you are not entitled to study a master program after that. If that is the case, there is also a case here. So that is the important thing that you need to have in mind.
And Sebastian, can you continue?
Yes, so the question from Rael about the fact that he or she graduated from a university where the relative grading was used. We are fully aware of the system. We do know that in some countries and in some universities or engineering school, for example, the relative grading is actually what is used and not an absolute grading. So that is fully taken into account. What I can add is that in the application form itself, there is a box there, a text box you can fill in to explain actually what has been the grading system used in your transcript of record. So for that specific case, I highly encourage you to explain that in that field box, and it's going to be taken into account.
If I may add something to that as well, that's very true. You can add it to the grading system explanations. One thing to remember is that I think almost all degrees after the transcript have some explanation of how the evaluation is done. So if you're uploading your transcript, don't stick only the first pages with your grade. Upload the whole thing so we can read how the evaluation is done in your university. That helps us and you at the same time.
Yes.
And Sepinod, would you like to answer the question about the visa application process?
Yes, if we get accepted, will the university support us in the visa application process? We are going to send you the admission letter. We are going to send the list of admitted students to all Finnish embassies, in that case, the embassy of your country or wherever you're applying. But at the end, we don't have any internal connection to the Finnish embassies around the world. I can say from the experience being a Mundus scholarship student, you have a very good chance of your visa being processed very fast, but we don't have any control over that. What we can do is basically what every other program does, giving you the admission letter, and also from the EU itself, I think the list of the admitted students are going to be sent to the embassies, European embassies all around the world.
Yes, maybe if I can add, so we do not provide visa support maybe in the same way some universities in the US are providing, but mainly for the reason that it's not needed if you apply, for example, for a Finnish residence permit. You will get the acceptance letter from us. You will get a certificate about the scholarship. Your name will be actually sent to the EU, to the European Union, which will distribute the list of Mundus students to all the embassies in the world, the European embassy. And that makes the process relatively smooth. And so far, we never had any issue with that process for our admitted students.
Then we have a couple of questions again concerning the eligibility of the applicants based on a background related to engineering, and another one also electronics engineering. So Sepinudi, would you like to answer them?
Yeah, there's one about mechatronics, electrical engineering, control and automation. As I said before, and it is still valid for all degrees. If the content of the program that you studied fits the background we require, you definitely can apply. And for somebody from the background in electrical engineering, control and automation, without seeing your transcript, I have a strong feeling that you may have the background needed for this. We have had students with electrical engineering background admitted to the program with a scholarship, and they did very well. So definitely you're eligible for that, but it still doesn't mean that when we see your transcript, we definitely would say, yes, it is 100% a match. We cannot judge without seeing the transcript, but there's a high chance that you are a good candidate. Was there any other question?
Yes, from anonymous attendee, but the question is more on the recommendation letter, the way I understand. So what is my best option for recommendation letter? Should it be from my host college or from my university? So we do ask for academic recommendation letter. So in that very specific case, I would say you need to ask recommendation letters from the college or the university that deliver the degree you use to apply for EDISS. So if in your case, the university is the one that delivered your bachelor degree that you want to use to apply to EDISS, then I think you should ask the recommendation letters from professors from that place, from your university.
Mm-hmm. And if we continue, there are again several questions about the language tests. And
okay,
could you start by
I am also typing the answers.
Okay.
So if you got your answer, you had a question and you realize that we are not answering live, one reason is that we have already covered that question, and I still type the answer for you, so you can check in the answered section to find your own question. And I think from now on, I will do that for all the language tests. I say once again, we accept IELTS and TOEFL IBT. We don't accept any other version of IELTS or TOEFL. Basically, we don't accept home edition or distance edition, neither for IELTS nor for TOEFL. And we don't accept any other language test. You are exempted from the language test if you studied in one of the countries listed on our website, if your studies were in English and it was specifically mentioned in your degree supplements. There's a question if there will be an interview after the application process. There is a possibility. We don't discard that possibility altogether. We hadn't felt the need to have an interview in the previous 2 intakes. But if there was a need, we are open to that and we can contact you if it came on the table. I think it's very improbable, but not impossible.
And then there was a question about the selection from like country-specific selection. If you,
yes, I think the question was, does the program have quota per country when selecting a scholarship candidate? The answer is yes. Those are rules from the EU, from Mundus programs. So we cannot select more than 3 students having the same citizenship for each intake. And those are the rules for all Mundus programs.
And then there was, Sebastian, a question about what kind of experience the program is looking for.
Yes, well, the answer is all experience you found relevant for the EDISS program. So it could be professional experience, it could be extracurriculum experience, volunteer experience, even international experience. Anything you found yourself relevant in the context of EDISS.
Okay, and there's this question on GPA conversion and if there's any specific criteria. Each country has its different requirements or different criteria how they calculate one's GPA. And the range is different from country to country. Sometimes it's 0 to 5, sometimes it's 0 to 10, 0 to 20. We don't basically convert everything to one single value, no matter where you're from. The thing is that more or less you're competing against the people from your own home country, especially for the scholarship. So what we look, of course, we have the bigger picture of how you performed comparing to the other people, but we don't specifically convert the values in that sense. We look how you performed within your own structure. So this is more important for us. And then, of course, you will have a ranking in the place. But we don't have a conversion system in the sense that 3.8 will be this many points or 10. It's different from country to country and university to university as well. So I can't give you a calculation that you run your GPA and get the point for that. There are many factors involving in that. And one thing that you're not asking, but probably this is the worry behind this question and for many other students, you may be asking yourself if your grades are good enough to apply. We hear that regularly from the students we already have here. They are telling us that they were not sure if they need to apply because they may not have performed as well as they thought they should have during their bachelor studies, but then they applied and they got admitted. It is a competition. You're getting compared with the others. I advise you to apply if you think EDISS is for you and worry less about the points, more about your drive and if you see that you are a fit for this program.
A bit again about the CV, a person asking if the experiences in the CV must be proven by certificate. If you can answer that, Sebastian.
Yes, so yes, the questions from Brian. Yes, you need, so any experience you list in your applications, you need to provide a proof, most probably by a certificate that you will upload as an attachment to your application. So anything,
bottom line, any claim you have,
exactly,
experience
any claim,
or otherwise, you should have
yes,
a proof for that.
Exactly.
I mean, unless it's about how you feel about the world, we trust your word on that. But any other claim needs to be substantiated. There's also a question if the dependents are allowed with Finnish visa. They need to apply separately, but yes, definitely. We have people with families here, kids and partners, and you could apply at the same time for Finnish visa. That's called dependent visa, really, but this is very common and very possible. And there's a question on if you need to convert. You don't need to convert anything. You don't need to convert your grades or GPAs. You just submit whatever you have, your degree on its original form, and that's it. I mean, the translation and certified at the same time, but you don't need to change any values.
Maybe there is just coming in follow-up questions from Brian still about the certificate for the relevant experience. I guess, can the certificate for proof be in my local language? It has to be readable and understandable for us, so it has to be in English, basically. So if you submit any kind of certificate we cannot read and understand, that is not going to be accounted for. So they have to be translated into English.
And I think there were two immediate questions after Brian asking the same thing again, that if they need a formal certificate for their work experience. As I just mentioned, yes, you need the proof about whatever you're claiming. If you claim in your CV that you have work experience, we need to see a certificate of work from your previous workplace or your current workplace. If you say you have traveled abroad for a research internship or for an exchange period, we need a letter certifying that. If you say you volunteered in some NGO and you think it's an added value for your program, you need to add that. If you say you have published papers, we need the link to the papers at least to be able to verify that any sort of claim, you need to prove it. If you don't have some sort of certificate or proof for the things you're claiming, unfortunately, we do not take them in account. So you will get 0 points for them.
Then we have a question about the courses, if the content of the courses, if they are mostly theoretical or involve a lot of coding.
It's a combination of both. We have theoretical concepts in our classes and courses, but what I can tell you is that at least in EDISS program in the first year, and I'm quite confident this is second year as well, you won't have that many courses without coding being required, because you have a lot of assignments, and at least you have one big project the first year that you definitely require programming for that. The programming language we have been using so far dominantly has been Python programming. I don't know, Sebastian, if you have anything to add to that.
Yes, mainly Python, but it does not mean that it's only Python all the time.
Mm.
And the person also asked about the language, but the courses are all held in English.
Everything is in English in all universities. Yes.
Absolutely, 100% of the teaching is done in English.
I think we have one question left now. No, another one came. You have an electronic engineering. Does it fall? As I said before, it may very well fall if you have a strong background and the things related to this study program. Software engineering, computer science, programming, a bit of mathematics. I cannot really give you the full list of things. We look at your transcript and then we decide if it is relevant or not.
Yes. One more question from an anonymous attendee. Regarding the candidates, you said 25 students, so how many scholarships are available? So those were actually the numbers of scholarships. And we will also accept self-funded students in EDISS. So that was the numbers of scholarship. And we have some flexibility actually in the numbers of scholarship. We have a total numbers of scholarship to be distributed over the 4 intake of EDISS. So this one is now going to be the 3rd one. So it's also based on the applicants and applications we are going to collect. But we do predict around 25 scholarship for the upcoming application round.
Then there's another question about if you can have an employment by an associate industrial partner whilst you are studying. So Stephanie will answer that.
It's not asking about while you're studying, it's after end of the program. So I can answer actually both questions. Sorry, but that's okay. I can answer both at the same time probably. We will graduate the first EDISS intake this year. So I can't give you any statistics for now, but there is obviously a good chance that you get employed in one of our associate partners. I can tell you what we experienced so far with our students. We, as you may know, in EDISS curriculum, you have a mandatory internship period, which happened for our students last summer. Obviously, all of them got placements for internship. The companies were very happy with their performances. So they went back to the students to propose them thesis topic for next year. And at the same time, there are the discussions of continuous employment after the graduation. So it's more than anything, I think, depends on you. We guarantee that we provide you a very good education and very good background. We help you find an internship at some point. And then it is on you how you perform. And if you want to stay in that company for future, there's a high chance. And if you get a Mundus degree, you are on top of the list of many companies to hire you. So I think this is something that you shouldn't worry about. What you cannot do is what Michaela asked, actually. You, according to student agreement, I think we have a version on our website as well. You're not entitled to have a paid job during the time that you are an EDISS student. And this is both enforced by the program. It is part of our consortium agreement, but it's also something from EU as well. You are getting the scholarship to be full-time students, except the internship period and then master's thesis period. Of course, you can work a bit there. But other than that, you cannot work during your studies. And the recording, yes, will be available. It's not available immediately today, but beginning of next week, we can send you the link of the recording.
For now, you can, in our website and under EDISS webinar presentations, under About Us, find EDISS Application Q&A webinar material 2022. And there you will find the presentation that Sebastian just had.
Yes.
For you.
And we are also going to upload the recording version of this webinar on YouTube also.
Yeah. There's a question asking which are the companies that provide internship. The requirement is that the internship is done in one of our associate partners. The list of our current associate partners could be found on our website, but that doesn't mean that you have to do it only in these companies. So what we experienced last year was that many of our students found internship in the companies that were not at that point our associate partners. What is required is that those companies, before hiring you as an intern, sign the associate partnership agreement with us. If that is clear, then you can do the internship there as well. And the list is ever growing. So we have a comprehensive list already, and it's going to be larger when you're here.
Yes, and then I can answer the question which is still open at the moment. Are there any specialization in the program? Yes, I mean we have 3 different tracks for the second year universities. So the one offered in Sweden, which is industrial machine learning software engineering, the one offered in Spain, computer vision and intelligence system, and the one offered in model-driven machine learning software engineering from Italy. And about the thesis topic itself, so this is something which is handled by one of those 3 specialization university, and according to their own rule. So you do have, of course, some level of freedom in selecting your thesis topic, but it has to be validated from an academic point of view from the hosting university, and then you will get also a supervisor from the university for that specific topic.
Any tips about the motivation letter? Well, we don't have a motivation letter, so that's a tip. Don't write a motivation letter. It's a motivational video. And be yourself. Put yourself in our chairs as well. We would like to know if you're a good fit and candidate for our program. Basically, we would like to know if you have the background, if you have the passion, and if you can fit in the EDISS community. But be honest and be yourself. Don't think about what we would like, think about what you would like about yourself. This is the best approach. What you appreciate most in you, we definitely will appreciate better.
Then there's a question about how long can you stay in Europe after the degree?
Yes. So I can try to answer that question. So this is in relations with your residence permit you are going to get. So this is something you will need to double check from the Finnish immigration service website, for example, related to Finland. I am not an expert on that, but I can tell you that after you graduate from us, so now I talk about the rules here in Finland, you can apply for an extension of your residence permits to cover a period of time to find a job here in Finland. And I am pretty sure it's the case also in Sweden and in Italy and Spain. Now, I don't remember how long is that period. I think it's 1 year. But this is something you will need to double check from the website of the Finnish Immigration Service.
I can't be sure. I think they changed the rules more. I think it's more, but
Yes,
it's at least 1 year.
it's at least 1 year. Yes, it's so they recently changed the rules, and I think they extended the period.
It is 2 years now. I'm not sure, and I think now it was immediate, but I no guarantee there. But I think now you can leave the country actually and then come back and look for jobs.
Yes, but it's also a bit in relations with what Sipin would say before about finding a job. We don't expect you that it's going to take months to find a job after graduation. It's going to be relatively quick based on what we see from our students and the one graduating. And
then if you get a job, then you can stay as long as you have the job, basically. So there is no limitation on that. There's one more question, and recently I saw that there is also Academic University Scholarship. Can I know the number of a scholarship means how many students gets? Well, I can't really exactly read what you read. I think what you mean is that are you eligible as an EDISS student for the Academic Scholarship? The answer is unfortunately no.
No, those are completely separated because EDISS is a Mundus program. It's a European program. So there is not is it called the Finland scholarship?
Finland scholarship, yes.
Yes. But what we have is the Talent Boost scholarship, which is very specifically available to EDISS applicants.
Yeah, he's asking again, what's the number of academia scholarships?
I
don't know, but it's not relevant.
Scholarship.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot for all those questions. I hope we were able to answer them precisely. Remember, we have one more webinar at the end of the month. If you have any questions or if you feel you want to attend this extra seminar at the end of the month, feel free to join. You are all very welcome. If you have extra questions or new questions in the coming days, please do contact us by email, and we will do our best to reply as quickly as possible.
Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Hope to see you, some of you at least, next August here with us.
And
Yes.
good luck with the applications.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.